And on What's Buzzing today, I'm going to talk about one IPO. If you're an IPO enthusiast, then this video is definitely for you. Another IPO has hit the street today. I'm talking about DreamFolks Services IPO, which has hit the street. But should you subscribe to this issue or not? Well, I'm going to help you with 10 things that you should know about this IPO before you get to decide whether this IPO suits your portfolio or not. So let's start off with the company profile. What does the company do? What is it all about? So it is an airport service aggregator platform. The company provides airport-related services, including lounge access, food and beverage access, spa, meets and assist, and also airport transfers and baggage transfers as well. The company has also claimed that it enjoys a market share of over 95% of all India issued credit card and debit card access to airport lounges as far as FY22 is concerned. Now, over the years, the company has also transformed itself from just being an airport lounge access aggregator to an end-to-end technology service provider for designing and delivery services that really enhance a person's airport experience. Now, apart from this, what are the dates that this IPO will be open for? When can you subscribe to it? The IPO has opened today. That's August 24. It will shut shop on August 26. So you have 3 days to decide on whether this IPO is meant for you and to apply for this IPO too. What is the price band? Well, you will need to pay a minimum of 308 and a maximum of 326 rupees. That's the price band of this issue, 308 to 326. Of course, the issue price will be finally decided later. Usually, we've seen the case is that the upper end of the price band, in this case, it is 326 rupees, that usually gets finalized. So it's always better as an idea to put the higher end of the price band when you're applying for this IPO. So that's a tip. Another thing that you should know about this IPO, what is the size of the IPO? Well, it is an all-complete offer for sale, which means the company's promoters are offloading some of their shares. So they are offloading 1.72 crore shares. At the upper end of the price band, this will fetch the promoters about 562 crore rupees. So because it is a 100% owned company, Libertha Peter Kalat and Dinesh Nagpal, who own 33% each in the company. And apart from this, we also know that Mukesh Yadav holds about 34% stake in the company. And these promoters are offloading some shares of which are held by them. Now, already ahead of the IPO, the company has mopped up 253 crore rupees from the anchor investors as well. So what is the objective of launching this IPO by the company? Well, remember, like I said, it is a complete offer for sale. So the money that will be garnered, which is 562 crore rupees that we are hoping for, will actually not go to the company, but just the promoters as well. So the main objectives of the IPO are to gain benefits from listing, the equity shares on the stock exchanges, enhance the company's visibility and the brand image, and the company will not receive any money from the offer selling for now. So that's another point that you should know. The sixth key point that you should know is what is the investors quota in this IPO. So up to 75% of the issue size is reserved for the qualified institutional buyers, including the anchor book. 10% is there for retail investors, and the remaining 15% goes to the non-institutional investors. So not a substantial amount, but 10% is reserved for retail investors like you and me. What's the lot size that you can apply? So in case you want to apply for this IPO, you can bid for a minimum of 46 equity shares and then in multiple of 46 shares thereafter. So as a retail investor, if you apply for minimum, that is one lot, which will garner you 46 equity shares, the money that you will need to spend is somewhere under 15,000 rupees per lot. The maximum investment which is allowed as a retail investor is 1.94 lakh rupees, and that will fetch you 13 lots of 46 equity shares of this company each. So 13 into 46. Now that's the kind of allotment that you will get. So since retail investors are allowed maximum of investment of 2 lakh rupees in any particular IPO, so this is where you will have to invest 1.94 lakh rupees for 13 lots as the funds, as the maximum investment that you can make. Now, what are the company's financials? How is it really doing as far as the balance sheet is concerned and the profit and loss statement is concerned? Remember that DreamFolks clocked in a profit of 16.2 crore rupees for the year ended March 2022. And this was against a loss of 1.5 crore rupees in the previous year. Remember, the previous year was the COVID impacted year when all the airports were shut, flights were not taking off. And because this company heavily focuses on airports right now and airport access, there was a loss of 1.5 crore rupees. And therefore, from the low base, this has jumped. But even if you look at the FY22, profit numbers of 16.2 crore rupees, it is still much lower than what was clocked in financial year 2020, when there was a profit of almost 32 crore rupees. Consolidated revenue, how has that been for financial year 2022? That has stood at 282 crore rupees instead of 167 crore rupees seen in the previous year due to the low base. Now, apart from this, what is the maximum contribution that the company gets as far as revenue is concerned? The vast majority of its revenue from operations are actually contributed by that lounge fee. And that contributes almost 99% of the revenues for the company right here. Next, ninth point is that you should remember what are the strengths and the weaknesses that the company has. So one, experts say it's an asset-light business, it has profitability, no debt on the books. So that is a big positive. Plus, experts do believe with the travel prospects increasing in the country, the tourism sector set to go forward from here and grow as well. And several new initiatives to increase airports in the country are taking up. Then therefore, positive growth prospects are the other strengths that the company can bank upon. The company is now expanding its access across India and even overseas. It will also benefit from the government initiatives such as Udan, which will help increase the access to more regional airports as well. But on the other side, what are the concerns that experts have pointed out? Well, valuation of the company is quite high when you look at this upper end of the price band, 326 rupees per share, even though it does not have any direct competitors. So it's vis-a-vis, we cannot compare it with the peers, but even at this level, it is quite high as far as the valuations are concerned. And plus, people also say that the travel industry is heavily focused on the travel industry, so it is concentrated on a niche business, which, like COVID impacted it completely, may also have some headwinds going forward from here. That's another thing that you should watch out for. So lastly, what are brokerage houses saying? Whether or not should you subscribe to it? I'll help you understand all of their points of view as well. So let's take up first KR Choksi Research. This company has given a subscribe rating to DreamFolks IPO. They have said that they believe it is significant for the company to grow in domestic and international lounge services by expanding partnerships with card issuers and other service providers as well. Choice Broking has actually given a subscribe rating with caution. Why have they given this cautionary word? Because they believe that the current lounge access market size is very small in India, and they do not believe that this lounge access market may actually suddenly, expand very, very significantly going forward from here. Another thing that Religare Broking has actually mentioned, it has given a neutral rating to this issue. They have said that in the last 3 years, the company's financials have not been consistent, and it also got impacted by the pandemic. So that is another concern that they have raised. Angel One has given a subscribe rating for the long term. Now, they believe that the company is focused on diversifying and increasing the service portfolio as well. Apart from lounge, they are now focused on spa services and also increasing this experience for individual passenger rides there. Several new services like baggage transfers, transfer helps and all that is also getting catered to now. So it's expanding its portfolio. And some are also suggesting that it may now move forward, as now we are also looking at the modernization of the northern railways and the railway stations as well. It may also look to diversify and look to tap that market as well, looking at the first mover advantage that it already has. So that's another positive that you can look at. What is Swastika InvestMart saying on this issue? They have given a rating that only high-risk investors should subscribe. Why do they say that? Because they believe that although the company does not have any competitors in the domestic market, they do face competition from large global programs such as Priority Pass, Dragon Pass, which have significant experience in and a huge international presence as well right now. So significant to get an entry into the international market where already significant players exist will be very difficult, according to them. So those are the 10 points that you should know about this IPO. And now it's time to speak to your financial advisor and get discussing on whether this IPO will give you great profitability in your portfolio or not.